My name is Selena Thurkel.
The grand opening was performed by a lady picked at random from a bus queue.
On behalf of the people of Teesside, I would like to give a welcome to our own local radio station, BBC Radio Teesside.
The next voice on air was a little more familiar.
I don't know where bloody Teesside is. What is Teesside? I've heard of Middlesbrough, yes, I have heard of it. They are in the second division, I believe.
And this is where it all started.
This is reception. We called that area there the mouse cupboard because it had a breed of mice who simply wouldn't die. They were actually eating the poison and living and getting stronger.
George Lambell was the first journalist on air. He remembers being filled with nerves and rather distracted seconds before his broadcast.
The door opens and this pretty young girl comes in and she said to me straight out cold, "Are you married?" I was thinking, "What's your business?" I said, "Well, yeah." And she started taking her clothes off. And she was a model. She'd come in for some publicity pictures and the toilets weren't big enough to hide her clothing. And now she comes up to me, turns around, holding her gear up in front of her, and asked me to zip her up, which I sort of coyly did.
Rather important for me, as well as a lot of the staff, of course, I was here at the beginning, back in 1970.
Stan Laundon interviewed some of the biggest names in music, but it was an appointment with country legend Johnny Cash which provided his most memorable moment.
What model is it? Well, it's a 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56.
When I got there, I was told he wasn't available, and he was asleep. So I didn't get the interview. I came back and actually sent a telegram saying that nobody was that big. You turned down an interview, and they actually telephoned me at the BBC here, and the receptionist said, "Stan, telephone call from Johnny Cash." I said, "Oh, yeah." And Johnny Cash actually phoned and apologised.
After 36 years, Colin Bunyan is the longest-serving presenter. He's fronted just about every show going, but says his highlight was a radio version of Jim'll Fix It.
I had a lady who was in her late 70s, actually, and she said, "My dearest wish is to meet Cliff Richard."
Boom, boom, can't you hear my heartbeat? Bang, 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 like the sound of a big bass drum.
And Cliff was great with it. He was really warm and lovely. And we came out of the dressing room and she said, "Are we going back now?" I said, "No, we've got tickets for the show." She said, "I like Cliff for a person, but I don't know whether I can stand all the loud music and flashing lights."
So after 40 years, 2 buildings and 3 name changes, the only thing that hasn't changed is the radio station's aims.
It was the original radio station in the area. It tells people what's happening down their street or in their town and gives them the chance to have a voice on the air as well.
When it opened, Radio Teesside was considered a brave experiment. No one there that first day ever dreamed the station would still be going strong. Stuart Wincup, BBC Look North, Middlesbrough.